Good evening. My name is Brandy Willis, and I'm here to talk to you about a book I read called Superconnected: The Internet, Digital Media, and Techno-Social Life by Mary Chaco. Have you ever wondered how being online all the time changes the way you see yourself and others, or how digital technology connects and reshapes our social lives? In Mary Chaco's book, Superconnected, Chaco explores how digital technology has embedded itself into every part of our lives. We'll talk about what the book covers, what I learned from it, and why it's important today. First, a little about the author. Mary Chaco is a teaching professor of Communications and Information at Rutgers University, the director of an undergraduate interdisciplinary studies and an affiliate faculty of sociology in women's gender sexuality studies. Mary has a PhD in sociology, MA in sociology, an EDM in counseling psychology, and a BA in communications and psychology. She has written 4 books since 2002. She is married to a sports broadcaster and has 2 children. Mary Chaco's main idea is that humans are now super connected, constantly linked through the technology and social media. She introduces the concept of techno-social life, meaning that our social experiences are shaped and often created through digital technology. Mary states our connections, communications, and communities are deeply intertwined with technology. We are living in techno-social lives. This shows that technology isn't just a tool anymore, it's just a part of how we exist socially. This book explains how digital media blurs the lines between online and offline, showing how identity, relationships, and communities are built in digital spaces. There is no sharp boundaries between online and offline. The merge and overlap continues in our everyday experiences. We might be sitting in class, in a meeting at work, or even at lunch with a friend, and part of our attention is still online. Maybe we're checking messages, scrolling for updates, thinking about the picture we might post to concrete this moment in time. Online experiences evoke real feelings: joy, anxiety, affection, and sadness, as if they had occurred face to face. And a great example is that this digital communication feels like a physical interaction. Our feelings get hurt by a comment online, or we feel comforted by a supportive message. The same feelings would occur if someone had made a harsh comment to us or surrounded you with a hug to be supportive of a tough time. These emotions are real and they help some feel connected and not so alone. But are you really connected? Chaco also talks about the positives and negatives of being always connected. Technology gives us convenience and connection, but it can also lead to distraction, disconnection, and privacy concerns. In Chapter 8, Chaco points out that being continually connected changes not just how we communicate, but how we see ourselves, our identities, and partly built through our online interactions. One idea that stood out to me is her discussion of mediated presence, how we can feel close to people even when we're physically apart thanks to technology. She stated, technology allows us to be virtually present to one another, creating a sense of closeness and community even at a great distance. In Chapter 5, Chaco talks about how our phones turn relationships into portable communities. We never really offline. Our connections follow us everywhere. It made me realize how often I actually check my own phone without thinking about it and how technology shapes my daily habits and relationship. She describes how we live in an always-on society. We might turn our phones off, but mentally we're still connected. Checking messages, thinking about what's happening online. Chaco notes in Chapter 6 that even when people try to unplug from social media at the internet, they often do it publicly and online by posting something like taking a break from social media, and then often circling back to make a post of when they're back online and how refreshing the break was. One strength of the book is clear and relatable. Even though it's based on research, it's easy to understand and filled with real-life examples. The read is easy to follow and it's engaging as well as thought-provoking and easy to relate to your real life. This book feels even more relevant now than when it was written in 2017. From TikTok culture to digital burnout, Everything Checo talks about applies today. Her ideas help us understand how much technology shapes our social lives, from friendships to politics and personal identities. This book touches on many different areas that you may not even realize. We're connecting ourselves in social sites with new and old friends, making love connections, and seeking comfort in an attempt to not feel alone. When we're connected more than these days than ever before with our careers, searching for healthcare providers, insurance, and even looking for medical bills or at our lab results. We use the internet for raising money and awareness. Chayok does a great job of presenting enough information to make you think and start to evaluate your own beliefs. Overall, Superconnected helped me to see that technology isn't just something we use, it's part of who we are. She points out what feels like the obvious and then makes you reflect on your own life and how it applies. It's a great representation of the yin and yang effect. There are several aha moments and some that you find yourself making a mental checklist to come back and review later. This book demonstrates how we interact with each other and communicate. It provides an understanding of the online communities and how social media can influence our lives. There are both benefits and risks of being so connected. Reconnection of an old friend and connection of new ones we might never get to meet due to health or geographical locations. While this book's target audience is aimed at college students and specifically those studying psychology, communication, and cultural studies, the entire book reads in an academic tone but was easy to read and relate to. Almost all examples provided in the book are relatable to the average person's life, whether they give examples of social media, digital communications, or evaluating your identity, how you represent yourself in the world. I'm someone who likes to evaluate myself regularly. I know what is working and what I want to improve on and what I'm not enjoying. The book can strengthen your emotions and make you want to dig deeper into your own thoughts about social media and encourage you to take a break without telling anybody. Just do it. Overall, I would recommend this book to anyone who is interested in how social media influences our lives and relationships, and those thinking they are curious if there is more or if we are losing touch with one another by being too connected. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my book review and it has invited you to think about how super connected you are.